By the time the Me-262 entered service, World War II was already turning against Germany. Allied bombers were appearing in massive formations, hundreds of aircraft at a time, and traditional fighters just couldn't stop them fast enough. So Germany did something radical. They skipped the next step and jumped straight into the future. This wasn't just a new plane, it was the first operational jet fighter in history. So team, we're continuing with our World War II jet fighters, and we jump straight into the first match. The Me-262 was nearly 200 kilometers per hour faster than most prop fighters it faced. That meant something terrifying for Allied pilots. If an Me-262 wanted to engage, it chose when. If it wanted to leave, nothing could follow. This thing didn't dogfight, it slashed, boom and zoom, except now it was jet powered. So we're getting into a mass engagement. Tried chasing I believe it was an F-84, just started ripping away from me. Didn't have the speed, so we're just back into the battle. Head on, F-84. See you later.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Don't like head-ons myself, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. F-84 on the tail of a friend, so I'm going to go over and help. What really made the Me-262 lethal were its guns. 4 30mm Mark 108 cannons. These weren't precision weapons, they were brute force. Boom, off goes his way. 1 or 2 hits, as we just saw, was enough to rip a bomber apart. Against B-17s and Lancasters, the Me-262 didn't need accuracy, it needed seconds. And that's exactly what it had. F-80 tried to outgut me. Obviously he's carrying his speed pretty good, so I'm not catching him. The Meteor is turning in on the SU-9, and I'm going to turn in on the Meteor. Doing 550, 600 knots, so pretty good speed. Got to lead him right, and boom, two rounds. See you later. Don't come Monday. Don't talk to me. Thought about going for the F-80, but my team is pretty much collapsed around me. And I've got everyone diving on, so it's just me versus lots. Another hit on, got him, but I died. And that's 4 kills for the first game. So I hadn't played 3 games. You saw the intro. That was the second game, and the first game of the whole game of the video. This is the third game that I've played. F-86 coming in. Boom. All you got to do is get them rounds on target to the end of the aircraft. Fatal weaknesses. For all its speed, the Me-262 wasn't invincible. Its early jet engines were fragile. Throttle too hard, you get engine damage. Turn too tight, compressor stall. Allied pilots learned quickly, if you wanted to kill an Me-262, you waited. Landing or taking off were the danger zones. The biggest threat to the Me-262 was Hitler. and or Hitler's interference. His biggest mistake: Hitler insisted the Me-262 be used as a bomber instead of a fighter. That delay cost Germany precious time. By the time the Me-262 entered proper service, there weren't enough trained pilots, fuel was scarce, and the war was nearly lost. The jet was revolutionary, but it arrived too late. In War Thunder, the Me-262 plays exactly how history intended. It's not a turn fighter. It's not a brawler. You pay it like a scalpel. Speed in, guns on target, and gone before they can react. If you turn fight with props, you will lose. Head-ons, gotta avoid it. As you just saw, we didn't get a hit on that F-84, but he toes us up. But we've repaired and taken off. So far we have 3 kills in. There's only one other guy left. He's a MiG-15 and he's bombing for some reason. So pretty much it's just me. So I'm climbing for altitude and weakness, the engines. So I've got to throttle back to 97% to not cook your engines. As you see there, dropping out of the yellow. And there's our 2 blades. 1v5. Dogfighting props as a jet. This is where the psychological advantage kicks in. Prop pilots panic when they can't catch you. They bleed energy, they chafe, and that's when you reverse. The Me-262 punishes impatience. Boom and zoom, withdraw. If they chase you, extend away, reverse, shoot them down. Play it as a scalpel, not as a rate fighter. Anyway, we're climbing away. Not much happening. 4 of the 5 went back to Rian and refuel. There's my MiG-15 mate. He is on the target and now he's shooting down bots. One good thing he does is he spots the, I think it's A-1a, or R2D2, whatever it's called. Comes into view there, A2D1. He's going to be our next target. So even though it didn't change the outcome of the war, the Me-262 changed aviation forever. Every modern fighter jet traces its lineage back to this aircraft. The jet age didn't begin after World War II. It began right here in the chaos of it. Diving down, trying to get up airspeed. We're doing 700. As you can see, we're rapidly closing on that A2D1. Trying to get a lead on him. What I've started becoming is potentially a little bit more patient and giving them a little bit more lead, letting them fly into my bullets. Sadly, my shot was pretty bad there. The plan here, it was potentially to dogfight amongst the buildings, and that's going to cause our guys or the enemy to crash into said buildings when they're not paying attention. Booming and zooming again. See you later. Love those 30mm cannons. Kicker tried to have a piece of me, but he can't have a piece of me. What I should have done is withdrawn, try to get some altitude, and so I can get some booming and zooming going. But I can get a head on with this kicker, and if I can get him, it'll be 3v2. Sadly, my aim was off, and so was his, so that was a good thing. The ME-262 wasn't perfect, it wasn't reliable, and it wasn't enough for the Germans to win the war, but it proved one thing: air combat will never be the same again. Thanks for watching, team. Welcome to the Jet Age. Remember to like and subscribe so we can help grow the channel. Push on after the kicker. Someone's been talking in chat as he withdrew to his enemies. There's a meteor up above us. There's F-84 below the meteor. And the F-84 is coming in on me. They hit on, shoots off my tail, and there it ends. Thanks for watching, team. See you again next time.